So, the go home show for Smackdown just ended a few minutes ago, and what a good ending it had. The show overall was a very solid show. Just before the Royal Rumble, so I'm gonna talk to the things about that I liked, what I didn't like. I liked the majority of the show. Some things they didn't expand upon, like past storylines, only a little bit. So here is what I think. So sit back and listen. First things first, I didn't expect this to be the first match, and either at the 9 o'clock hour or the main event. This would the match would be the Usos and Roman Reigns taking on King Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. And King Corbin and Roman Reigns are going to have a Falls Count Anywhere match this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. This match was solid. Very good match. Very good opening match. Took about 25 minutes. During the beginning of the match, you saw Jimmy Uso get back body drop kind of over the apron. It looks like he twisted his ankle or something in his leg. And then he got rammed into the ring post as he was outside. The referee had to check on him. The doctors had to check on him. They had to take him out to the backstage. And it became a handicap match. So it was Roman Reigns and his cousin Jey Uso taking on King Corbin, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler's handicap match. Most of the match were taking out Reigns. There's times where they pulled off Jey Uso from the apron. There's Reigns with McTags. It's a good match. So the finish of the match, very solid. Roman Reigns and King Corbin did go out to the backstage area, not backstage area, but out into the crowd, like to show as a preview for their Falls Count Anywhere match this Sunday. Jimmy Uso comes back, running from backstage, coming back. I guess he's good to go. Gets hot. Gets to win by doing the splash, the splash off the turnbuckle for the 1-2-3. So Roman Reigns and the Usos win. I still think King Corbin's going to win at Royal Rumble. The setup for the Royal Rumble match. But that's a different story. So we go to commercial break, blah, blah, blah. Next, we get an interview by Lacey Evans where Michael Cole would interview Lacey Evans about her personal life growing up. In personal life. For example, it was a very emotional promo. She talked about how her struggles with her dad, struggled and passed away, died because of his struggles, how she joined the Marines. And then it got more personal, how she wants to be an inspiration for everybody, that they could have a good life, and take battle this. And then they talk about Bailey and Sasha and how personal they got with their family. Then after, as the promo was going on, Bailey attacks her from behind. You get the commercial break, you see Dana Brooke and Carmella being interviewed. They're confirmed for the Royal Rumble. And as Dana Brooke was talking, Bailey and Lacey Evans are backstage fighting, brawling. Carmella and Dana Brooke came to stop the fight, whatever, to help stop the brawl. You see Lacey Evans take off her high heel shoes, hit Bailey with it. Then we have a women's match, or supposedly a women's match, between Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross against Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose, and Sonyadeville. We see a little story about Mandy Rose and Sonyadeville, how they had missed issues last week in the Sonyadeville match against Alexa Bliss. And the story of this story didn't advance very much here. It actually kind of got involved in the Lacy Evans and Bailey. The match didn't really happen as Lacy Evans and Bailey were still battling out. They got into the ring. 6 women in the ring. They said Carmella and Dana Brooke are both in the Rumble now for the women's. So is Mandy Rose and Sonyadeville. So it seems we have 9 women confirmed to the Royal Rumble. It could be more, but it's better than 5. It seems they're like a little bit building it up a bit. Next, I don't really care for this. Braun Strowman and Elias to take on Cesaro and Shea Nakamura. Of course, Braun Strowman and Elias won. Elias does his usual stick with the tire and things. Obviously, Braun Strowman in the future is going to get a title shot against Shinsuke Nakamura. It's probably going to happen sometime in February. Maybe a future SmackDown or maybe a Saudi Arabia show, but it's going to happen. They won. What we do? You see a backstage thing about Sheamus and Chad Gable. They're going to go at it at Royal Rumble. Nothing special. Their feud is to make Sheamus look strong, right? And Chad Gable went up him last week, and Sheamus is not going to make the same mistake this time. And then also you see Big E getting oiled all over his body, right? Kofi comes up, and they talk about what they're going to do to the Royal Rumble. As they're both in the men's Royal Rumble. But Kofi has a match with John Morrison. As right now the New Day are in the mix of a rivalry with John Morrison and The Miz. So New Day comes out first, Kofi comes out, and then John Morrison's music hits. And with The Miz comes out, they pose, Miz pointing at him. Miz has a mic, talks about how and nobody gave a reaction, a good reaction. Nobody cheered for John Morrison's return. And how he says the crowd thinks he's changed, and he says, no, he has not changed. I like The Miz as a heel. John Morrison and Miz is a great heel tag team. They were back then, and now they're even better. Both great wrestlers. I mean, I think John Morrison's a little better wrestler. He's more athletic, I can tell you that. I think Miz is probably a little bit better on the mic. So Kofi Kingston, John Morrison. 2 athletic wrestlers. They had battles before in the past. But this has been like 8-9 years. I don't know when the last time they wrestled, but it was a long time ago. This was a great match. Obviously, I knew John Morrison was going to win here. Miz got involved, right? Obviously, John Morrison tried to use the ropes to put a feel on the ropes for the pin. Big E saw that. Miz got on the apron to distract Kofi. Kofi gave him the Trouble in Paradise move, but that distraction cost Kofi to win as Morrison hit him in the back really hard. Kofi fell to the ground back first. Morrison goes up to the turnbuckle for his finishing move with Starship Pain. 1, 2, 3. This was a good match. This was the last match of the show because next we have the contract signing for the Universal title strap match, right? So that means that the 2 competitors are going to have a strap on each hand or each arm, and they can do whatever they want with a strap match. But I think still you win with a pin or submission. So you have Daniel Bryan comes out, signs the contract. Obviously, and I think Bray was going to come out. So you see the Firefly Funhouse appear on the screen, right? You see, I like this. Usually a lot of people don't like contract signings, but I think this contract signing was pretty decent. It was pretty good. So you see Bray Wyatt on the screen on the Jumbotron with a fax machine. Yeah, who uses a fax machine, right? It's very rare these days. With the contract, it didn't work. Crumple it up. He's not going to come out there on his vice of his lawyer, Mercy the Buzzard. That's funny. Daniel Bryan talks, and Daniel Bryan mentions the word mistake, and that's when Bray Wyatt says, what did you say? Mistake? Now it's the key word because of what happened. Your mistake, what you did years ago, right? He's referring to when Bray Wyatt had the Daniel Bryan and the Wyatt family member 5 years ago, and that was a mistake. Bray Wyatt and the Fiend gang is revenge. and he warned him that he will come, right? And so the lights turn off. There is the Fiend. Fiend standing right across from Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan goes to attack him. Nothing. Fiend gets the upper hand, puts him in the mandible claw, gets him down. As Daniel Bryan was holding a strap, right? As Daniel Bryan was on the ground, Fiend picks him up for Sister Abigail, who's on the ground. Fiend picks the strap around his arm, wraps around his wrist, and he uses the strap to lash Daniel Bryan a few times, and then the Fiend goes over to the table where the contract was on, takes the pen, as he is crazy, takes the pen, first stabs it into his hand to get the blood out. When it is done, you can see he put his hand on the contract, blood over the contract, saying that he's signing it with his blood, which I like. I like that idea. And then lights turn off. The Fiend is gone, and you see Daniel Bryan struggling to get up, and you see the bruises from the marks from the lashes that the Fiend gave to Daniel Bryan to end the show. Yeah, this is a short review of SmackDown because, to be honest with you, I didn't have time because that other stuff is busy. I didn't see everything, so yeah, that's very short. But I thought this was a perfect way to end the SmackDown as the go-home show before the Royal Rumble. I'm interested to see the Bray Wyatt Fiend strap match. I'm interested to see how the false country match between King Corbin and Roman Reigns will determine the Royal Rumble. Because remember, there's rumor that Roman Reigns is the favorite to win. I want to see how that turns out. I'm interested in seeing Lacy Evans versus Bayley. This has become really, really personal between the two. I like that. I know some people are like, oh, it's Lacy Evans. They don't like her because she's a bad wrestler. I like how they're building Lacy Evans as a babyface, using her family, her personal life, so people can relate to her, right? That's what they need to do with babyface. You need people to relate to them. So yeah, overall, good show. Better than the SmackDowns in the past. I didn't see SmackDown last week, that's why there's no review. I know some stuff, but I didn't want to do a review. So, like, subscribe, comment below. Good night, and enjoy Worlds Collide, Royal Rumble, and once again, good night. Take care, everybody.